So I started gathering up a bunch of information in order to do a video about the whole thing that Ben Shapiro wants to get Derek Chauvin pardoned. And as I was gathering up all the information, the little wheels in my brain started turning, and I had a horrible thought. And I want people to listen to this and tell me, am I insane? Is it conspiracy theory? I especially want people in the Black community to comment on this, because this is your fight. This is your, I always want to boost the correct voices when it comes to speaking on these things, okay? So just bear with me. I know I'm a white person and I have no idea what you guys go through. The closest I get is being the fact that I'm a schmex worker. Don't trust cops as far as I could throw them. But I will never have to deal with what people of color deal with when it comes to dealing with police. So, like I said, this is why I want to hear from the Black community, and let me know if I'm insane, okay? So, if you don't know by now, this is the little backstory here, a little information. Ben Shapiro has been pushing that he wants Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin, okay? This is all coming so far from Ben Shapiro, who we all know is just an alt-right garbage, yeah. So he's got petitions and everything else and so on and so forth, right? But so far, his message is being amplified by people in the Trump administration like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, apparently Trump was asked about it. He said that it wasn't something he was considering. But you ask Trump something and eventually, you know, these things can happen, right? Now, people are taking it seriously because the governor where in the state where Derek Chauvin is being held, Tim Walz, has said that, listen, even if Trump decided to pardon Derek Chauvin, it would only cover his federal charges, not his state charges. So that all would happen, he goes, is that I would move him from a federal prison to a state prison where he will carry on and serve out the remainder of his life sentence, right? It's 22 years, I think he got. But even Tim Walz said, but we are prepared. We know that this is a slap in the face to the Black community, to the people that have, you know, are upset about this, that were, you know, devastated by the whole trial and everything else. Like, he understands that people are going to be mad, that this is just a massive insult. So he knows, and he said, we will be prepared for it, you know, to allow protests, and I 100% support people going and protesting, right? Because this is a fucking insult. If Trump were to go forward with a pardon for Derek Chauvin, who, by the way, is fucking guilty. This is not up for debate. Anybody gets into my comments and tries to debate. It wasn't the drugs. It wasn't a pre-existing heart condition. The coroner said it was because he knelt on George Floyd's neck for fucking 9 minutes. All right? So you put anything in my comments to say otherwise, and I'm blocking you. I'm not even going to have this debate with you, okay? So, knowing that it's going to upset a ton of people, I totally support people going to the streets and protesting and all this other stuff. But while I was thinking about all of this, this is where, and again, tell me if I'm crazy, what if that's what they want? We know how Trump has talked about protests in the past, especially when it comes to protests regarding the Black community, right? And police brutality, you know, murders of people of color. Like, we know how he talks. He acts like, you know, they're animals, and he has bashed people in the past and how they've handled it and so on and so forth. What if Trump would use those protests as a reason to call a state emergency, pause habeas corpus, and just start grabbing people up off the streets, giving power to the police, ICE, whoever, to just, these people end up in El Salvador or Guantanamo Bay or wherever, never to be seen again, never to be released. Because that just, to me, feels like something that Trump would do. He would take advantage of the situation and in order to handle it, as you know, and that's what he would do. He would make it like he was trying to keep the public safe by rounding up all, in his words, not mine, rounding up all these animals or what. So I just, like, again, it's tough because, like, listen, I fully 100% support, if this went through, people being pissed off and letting the world know that they're pissed off. But I also just feel like it will give him a fucking reason to go after people. Because right now, the protests that are being held against him and that sort of thing, like, it pisses him off, but I don't feel like it gives him enough of a reason to go after people, right? But knowing what has happened in the past and the way that he treats any of the protests that have been because of police brutality towards the Black community, I feel like he could twist it so badly to be able to call an emergency situation and go after people. Again, if I'm wrong, if it's crazy, if what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, please let me know. But it's just this thought went through my head, and I don't trust the U.S. government. I don't trust the police. I don't trust ICE. I don't trust any of them down there. I don't. So, like I said, if I'm crazy, please let me know. I want to hear from people of color. What do you think? Like, is this something that should be thought about? You know, in order, like, if this happens and then the protests happen, like, what steps would need to be taken to prevent this from happening? What things would need to be done to keep everybody safe? Like, I don't want bad things to happen. I don't want Trump to fucking, you know, use these things against people. I don't. So like I said, if I'm crazy, if you know, let me know. I feel weird making this video because I'm not, just as I said, I'm just a white chick. So let me know.